Hi guys, me again. It's mathematics time. And I know normally in the class we play a lot of games, we do a lot of activities, and we have lots of fun while we're doing mathematics, but we have to just make do. And this week we are doing addition and subtraction. And I'm just going to go through the easy ones. I'm saying easy, I hope you guys can remember. If I have a normal addition sum like this, remember, I've got my units and I've got my tens. I always start on this side. The reason why I start on this side is this side can only have one digit. So the biggest number I can carry on with is still 9. As soon as I get to 10, I have a bundle of 10 which I need to carry over. So I have to start this side because if I have one extra, what am I going to do with it? So that's why I start with units. So the easy ones were 5 plus 2 is 7, 3 plus 4 is 7. So that was quite easy. And then we did subtraction. Now I'm just going to swap a little bit these numbers. We did subtraction as well, and we do it exactly the same way. We start with the units again. 5 take away 2 is 3. 4 take away 3 is 1. And that's it. No funny business, no tricky business, no nothing funny that I need to do. And that's it. Okay. Now we're going to look at an addition sum where I have bigger numbers, for instance this, and we also did this already. I'm just recapping on it, and I'm going to start with my units. Now you remember our little yellow blocks. Now if I have 9 over there, this is 4, 7, 8, 9, and there I've got 2, and my tens I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and at the bottom I've got 2. So if I add, it's my 9. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when I add the 2, I just carry on. 10, 11. So together I've got 11. Now I just saw as I was busy taking out these guys, when I start putting them together, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's the problem I just saw. There's a thingy stuck in there. There's also a thingy stuck in this one, unfortunately. Let me just swap them quickly. 9 and 10, and that's making the number 11, and it looks the same as these chippies that we're always talking about. So that's why we say this is my unit. It needs to be underneath my units, and this is my 10, and this is not a place for 10. So 10, off you go and stay that side. And what we did is we said you go to the neighbor and they will give you place to stay in the attic. Can you remember that story? We stay in the attic. Now when I'm adding my tens, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus the 2, 8, 9. And then remember the guy in the attic is 10. And I just write it down. Don't forget the guy in the attic. Okay. So that was also easy. And then let's just make the numbers a little bit bigger. I'm just picking any random number, 5, 2, 7 for instance. I start with my units, then tens, then hundreds, and I do exactly the same thing. Start with my units. 8 and 7 is 15. This one is my unit, so it needs to go underneath my units. This is the house where the units stay. This one is my 10. The units doesn't have place for him, so I'm going to take him to the attic of this 10 house. Now, done. Forget, ignore the units. I'm done with them. I start 5 plus 2 is 7. That's why you need to know your number bonds. Plus 1 is 8. Done. There's nothing to carry, no person to send to the neighbors. I do my hundreds. 7 plus 5 is 12, and I'm done. Remember, some of you get stuck with this and you say, oh, but there's an addition sign. Where does this one fit in? You can just write them underneath the line, no problem at all. Okay, I hope that is quite clear. You guys can still remember. Then when we do subtraction, and I subtract two numbers, okay? I gave you in your workbook a little block to remind you of the verses. When the big one, when the big one is at the top, do not stop. In other words, you don't need to stress about anything, just go on and do your sum. 5 take away 2 is 3, 7 take away 5 is 2. So big one at the top, do not stop, just carry on and do your sum. But if we say the units are the same or the numbers are the same, 0 is my name. So if my units are the same, 5 take away 5 is 0, and I only need to subtract my tens. And then we said, let me leave that one over there. We said, okay, what if big one is on the floor? That means this is a pretend house. This is a pretend house, and this one is the floor. Big one on the floor, go next door. Now we pretend we have 2 apartments there. So I need to knock next door. Okay, because some of you will say, okay, 5 take away 8, can't do it, so I'm just going to pop it upside down. You can't go and turn a house upside down. So you can't do that. So please remember the rhyme. Big one on the floor, go next door. So your next door neighbor needs to help you. Remember, I also told you the story of when my house is on fire. I can't help myself. I'm going to knock next door. Now, let's take our 7 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I've got 3 downstairs. At the top, I have now 5 units. At the bottom, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. Now see, big one on the floor. If I have 5 sweeties, I can't eat 8. That's impossible. So I need to go next door. What I mean by next door is I need some help. So I'm going to take one of the chippies, one of the tens from my neighbor. Now if I take one of the neighbors, the neighbor can't have 7 anymore. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left because I took one. Now this one is hanging around. What am I going to do with this one? So I'm bringing it to this side. Okay, and that's why we put it over there in that house. So together, this house got 10, 15. Now, if I look at this way, it means 15, take away 8, and I want to know the answer. And if you know your number bonds, the answer will be 7. So I'm done with my units. Now I go to my tens. 6, take away the 3, will be 3. There you go. Let me do another one quickly without our counters. If I have tens and units, say for instance we say 93 take away 27. Look at your number. Yes, the whole number 93 is bigger than 27, but let's focus on the unit only. 3 is smaller than 7. Big one on the floor. Go next door. So go and knock on the door. Get 1. Can you see that one is getting smaller? Because I took one of his chippies and I'm giving it to this side. Now this one's got 10. And this is now 13. Take away 7, which is now possible. It's 6. And I'm done with this side and I can focus on my tens. 8 take away 2 is 6. And that's the end of the plus and minus. Good luck, and we hope you can all do it after this.